Scotland a day before England versus Scotland.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Two of the best young players in the game. Anthony coming to the table, not quite at Judd's level just yet, but coming into his prime. Nice to see him here.
One.
Well, that's an immediate message.
Eight. Nine. $60. $70.
I see so much of you, Alan, and John Higgins in the game of Anthony McGill. Very solid indeed, and tactically astute. A tough opponent to beat, especially now he's getting so much big-time experience.
Yeah, he's no stranger
22.
to the big arena. Played at the Crucible, beating a few of the top players there as well. A real student of the game as well.
23.
His aunts, as his friends and family call him. He's just got enough angle here just to push the white through. Get low in this next red. Oh, that's perfect.
$30.
A little screw off the bunch. Finish in black or pink, hopefully.
31. $38. $39.
Always seems to me that whenever McGill plays his best, he plays not quickly, but with a sharp rhythm. Doesn't want to get ponderous.
Yeah, he's got a lovely pace around the table. Not actually
46.
dissimilar, I think, to Mark Williams in a way. Doesn't hurry, but anything but slow. Beautiful rhythm he has.
47.
Now, does he have enough angle in this green to maybe attack the cluster of reds? It might be a hair on the straight side. That's what he's just looking at. I think he's playing it. That'll do nicely. Not perfect.
50.
What a start this has been.
And when your opponent comes out of the gate like this, it puts doubt in your mind. Trump's sitting there thinking he's playing crisply, he's playing confidently.
51.
You know, I once said to Ants, probably 3 or 4 years
58.
ago, after he'd been professional for maybe a couple of years, I said, listen, you're one of these
59.
players that has the big match temperament. Game perfectly suited to playing in the big arenas against the big players. You're seeing exactly why.
And he's already got a very good
66.
scoring record. Only 25 years of age. Already made over a century of centuries.
67.
67 ahead. 67 still on the table for Trump. So any colour will do to leave Trump requiring a snooker.
$72.
Nice to see him as well coming out with his trademark song, this charming man. A huge Smiths fan, his Ants. And it's the perfect song for him because he is a charming guy. Won't meet a nicer fella.
Anthony McGill. 72.
Cracking start. Trump needs a couple of snookers.
One.
Well, we've seen all week this kind of shot is so tough.
Judd Trump. 1. Make sure your mobiles are switched off, please.
Yes, the mobile phone rang at a very inopportune moment, but let's face it, the frame was pretty much gone.
One. Six. Seven.
Well, in the early polling, this Trump is behind. But I, for one, am not going to predict the result.
$14. Anthony McGill. 14. And the first frame.
A good start from Anthony McGill. Dominating the opener, he leads 1-0.
Welcome back to the Champion of Champions and the second match in Group 4 featuring Judd Trump and Anthony McGill. McGill has taken the opening frame. This is now the second.
$16.
Well, it was a pretty meaty contact And I think overall he's been unlucky.
Yeah, deserved better. Took the bull by the horns. No thought in his mind early on in the break, but get low in the black and spread them far and wide. He is unfortunate. Don't think there's anything he can have a go at. But as you'll see, as well as this match goes on, not dissimilar to John Higgins, as you were saying earlier, Phil, like Anthony's tactical game is up there with the best. Something he works hard on. I say a great student of the game, great thinker.
Anthony McGill, 16.
Everything about their previous meetings suggested Trump would win this. Trump has won 5 of their previous 6 matches by a combined frames total of 23-8. But he knows he's got a battle on his hands this afternoon.
Department of the game, as I've said many times, as Judd Trump, his safety game's improved no end last 18 months, 2 years or so.
Foul. Judd Trump, 4.
There is room to pop the red closest to the pocket. But only just falls in at the last rattle.
Yeah, I think he had to pot it thick. I think he had to bend the cue ball just to make the pot, so that was impressive. Bonus that the pink would pass as well. It won't be hindered either when it goes in a spot, so this is a good opening.
7.
We didn't see much of Trump during the first frame, but when he's in full flow, he's a sight to behold.
Yeah, he's the finished article. That's what he is now. I say 18 months, 2 years ago, he still struggled at times in the tactical safety department, but he's got that all wired in now. A match for anyone. Doesn't like to play safe, of course he doesn't.
8.
When need be, he can call upon that side of his game, but this is where he's most happy, and in scoring around the pink and black spot.
$14. 15.
Trump has qualified for this tournament on multiple counts. He won the Championship League last season, also the China Open
21.
this season.
22.
He's won the European Masters in Bucharest, Romania, coming back from the brink of defeat to overcome Ronnie O'Sullivan.
28. 29. 36. 37. 44. 45. 52.
I think he can play the little slow drop in here. Doesn't really want to be messing with the two reds near the left cushion. Doesn't need those. Quite happy
53.
to work off the other three reds. Straight's okay, can screw back 18 inches, couple of feet. The red and the blue spot. Possible plant as well. Just tried to squeeze an angle out of the pink.
59.
This red's missable. Somewhat of a blind pocket. Don't expect him to miss it.
$60.
Well, it was a horrible contact. You heard the sound. And now, Trump, 55 ahead, 59 on, has to pot a really tricky red to get over the line.
Yes, it is tricky. And quite a few kicks this week. Obviously, good thing is he doesn't have to do much with the cue ball, just pot the red.
$68.
Good stuff, isn't it?
$75. 76.
Anthony laid down the marker, that first frame. Judd Trump has replied in kind. Great response.
$81. 82. 89. 90.
He's already made 23 centuries this season, Trump, more than anyone else. You have to think number 24 is just around the corner, although slightly short on the yellow.
97. Thank you. 99. 102. 106.
Now we'll see some coup power.
$111. $117.
The DC for Snooker's Trump is deadly control. 1-1.
Welcome back to the Champion of Champions tournament from Coventry. It is the second match in Group 4, Judd Trump against Anthony McGill. McGill took the opening frame before Trump hit back with a break of 124 to level the match. He's since pushed home his advantage, taking the next two to hold a two-frame lead. This is now the fifth. Commentary from Alan McManus and Phil Yates.
And now the objective for Judd Trump is to apply the killer thrust. 3-1 ahead, one more frame required for a quarter-final against John Higgins.
One.
Well, McGill's got to fight fire with fire, and the opening red was top-notch.
Five.
That wasn't his best. Didn't cue it properly. It's tricky now, going in and out of bulk. Doesn't have a lot of reds to play for. Yeah, I said it was tricky.
Anthony
Just
McGill.
forced him to take
Five.
his eye off the pot. But the blue wasn't the mistake, it was the red before it.
One.
Not as intended, but I think it's worked out just fine.
Yeah, that's perfect. Even when he plays a half bad shot, he still lands perfect. That's just how well he's playing.
Eight. Nine.
Yeah, I don't
12.
think he can play for black off this, but can he play a little soft stun for a half ball blue and into the pack? That's what he's playing. Didn't quite get into it, so he won't be disturbing the pack from the blue. I think he's just the wrong side of straight. If anyone's got the cue power to get down for the loose red, it's this boy. But yeah, it doesn't look on. The break's going to continue. It'll be a power green or brown. Having a go though. Yeah, just couldn't inject the pace into it. The wrong angle, as I said. So that's end of break.
18. Judd Trump. 18.
Just caught the red a shade too thick, and that's why a collision with the ball colour was made. Now, really good cueing's required here. He can't take liberties with these pockets. You cannot be off target at all, especially at that pace. When your opponent's playing as well as this, Alan, does the intimidation factor start to seep in a little?
I don't know if it's intimidation. I think we've spoken many times about Ronnie O'Sullivan in that context. Sometimes you have to just sit back and admire, especially if you're not making many mistakes of your own. I don't think, as I say, it's so much about being intimidated. You just can't get to the table for extended periods. At the end of the day, all you can do is play your own game out there. Don't know if Anthony can see the red full ball. If he can, obviously dropping on it isn't really an option. Might have to play a deep screw back up the table. He's got the cue power for that. And you can see he can see all three reds. Playing the deep screw, be trusting to luck, but it seems to me that he's out of other options. Don't blame him for taking his time. Look where the reds are. 3-1 down against a man at the top of his peak of his powers. Every shot could be your last. This is some effort. He's unlucky if he's put a red over the corner. Will the green come to the rescue? It hasn't. As I say, it was well struck. This red goes in. May well be Anthony's last shot.
One.
Stopped in his tracks by a terrible kiss. Can't get through to the green. The pink isn't available. No colour is.
Judd Trump 1.
Yeah, he's going to be taking this red on, Anthony. I think he's past the stage of trying to keep Judd safe. He has to take risks himself. Maybe he feels like it's just too much of a gamble to pot the red and finish the cue ball in the back cushion to be on the green. As I said before, the form that Judd's in, you just don't want to be leaving him shots like that. So if he's going to play a safety, he's got to be watertight with that cue ball.
Knowing the consequences should he miss, that was a fine pot by McGill. Proving stubborn.
Four. Five.
And that's the beauty of these best of 7 frame matches. You're never out of it.
12.
Mentally draining for the players, for the spectators. Entertaining.
Yeah, since the advent of them 6 years or so ago, lost count there many times a player's been 3-0 up and lost. It does happen a lot more than maybe you would think. Strange thing is that when we were used to best of 9s, hardly ever someone was 4-0 up and lost.
20.
Strange anomaly, but it is true. As you say, Phil, this match is far from over.
21.
Have to expect that Ansel finish the job here. Get back to just one behind.
Yes, and just a reminder, he's done it before, come from 3-1 down to beat Trump 4-3. The quarter-final of that Riga Masters in Latvia I was telling you about a couple of years back.
29.
Well, I think from McGill's body language, he's okay.
34. $35.
Coming up to the end of the 5th frame, and we've been playing for just over an hour. Speedy and superb snooker.
$40. 41. 48.
So this simple red and any colour will get the job done.
$49. $55.
Just wants to make sure this doesn't want Judd coming back to the table.
Anthony McGill. 55.
We were talking, myself and Alan, between frames, that Judd Trump has become a very good player when it comes to laying snookers. Not with that shot, though. That was poor.
Yeah, it was a decent little chance as well. Be hoping for another. Sometimes I think in these situations where that yellow and brown is, I mentally actually say that Judd only needs one snooker. If he gets one in the red and got as far as red colour and get in behind the yellow, it's almost a guaranteed one. So Ants has to mind his business here.
I would have been astounded had he missed that red, but there's always a grain of pressure. And Trump retains the tactical initiative here. He could still pull this frame out of the fire. Alan is quite correct.
One.
Any lingering doubt about the frame now removed.
Anthony McGill, 1. And the frame.
Trump has conceded. Anthony McGill will not go down without a fight. Trump, 3-2.
Welcome back to the Champion of Champions match between Judd Trump and Anthony McGill. This one has swung both ways as Anthony McGill took an early lead. Trump took the next 3 frames on the spin before McGill levelled the match. We now have a deciding frame.
Yes, intriguing is the word. I would not like to predict a winner here. Trump had momentum, but now that's with McGill.
He hedged his bets, tried to get the cue ball towards the bulk end of the table, missing the pot, just lost the cue ball, so it's first chance Judd. And this, as Neil says, intriguing deciding frame. he choose to attack the cluster at the first opportunity, which is after
8.
this red?
Nine.
He won't be doing it just yet. Too straight in the black. A really nice pack to go into from the blue, so maybe that was in his mind.
$16.
You said earlier, Phil, we know he can play with his right hand, but the one on the edge of the pack there, just too high a degree of difficulty attached to that. Playing it as a deep screw, so it's top side of the blue. As I say, this is a better choice for me. Big target. Just hit the pink on the left hand side of it as we see it.
Well, that was the crunch shot. It could have been a lot better, but then again, it could have been
22.
a whole lot worse.
Yes, he just got the right hand side of the pink, causing to lose the cue ball over that side.
Superb. Not quite on the right side of the blue to come down for an easy pot, but he will be delighted to have deposited that one.
Yeah, he's looking at the possible plant, the two reds together. He'll only play for it if it's dead set. No, that's a good shot, covering the spot there for a lefty. This is now quite a straightforward shot in the red. If anything is straightforward, at the side and frame. Choices can screw back for pink or soft stun for black.
29.
When you think, Alan, he scored 133 more points in this match than his opponent, and yet it's on a knife edge.
Yeah, they see the points scored. The only numbers that concern these two lads right now is the frame score. That was another good shot. Almost created an angle out of nothing.
36.
Forcing it up. Such a good shot. He's landed a choice of reds.
$37.
I know it's still quite early days, but this increasingly looks all over bar the shouting.
$43. $44.
Oh, no, sir. I don't think he's on it. Not the easy one, anyway.
51.
He'll have to work the cue ball to get up for pink off this. Oh, that's a fabulous shot.
52. 58. $59.
He stayed down on that, you know. His heart was in his mouth. He thought he'd caught the near jaw. He's so relieved.
65.
Yeah, he did. He thought he'd missed it.
$66.
Been some performance. Anthony McGill's fought very hard all afternoon, but it looks like Judd Trump's going to be the man to prevail
71.
and go into the match against John Higgins this evening. They've had a little anthology of matches, I think, John and Judd, in their careers. Tonight's going to be another one.
And even though it's a 4-3 scoreline, you have to say, I think Trump has been the better player in this match.
78.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. He's been a shade the
79.
better player. Obviously scored heavier, but it's been a good showing from Anthony there. He'll be disappointed, but I feel sure he'll be back.
That, by the way, is not a trick white.
86.
The only question now, can Trump make it a hat-trick of centuries?
$94. $95.
Confirmation, a trio of Trump tons.
102. $103.
What a break. What a player.
105. $107. $110. $140. $190. $125.
Just magical. Trump triumphs.
Judd Trump emerges from a tough group game.